God, I love this pasta shit. Stuff is so good. It is really good. All right. Let's see which of these streams is sucking. Instagram looks fine. Okay. Everything looks good. I suppose it would help if I had light on. There we go. Oh, God. I was really hungry. These voila pasta things or whatever from Ralph's are amazing. Why is it that Twitch is the only one that looks like absolute ass? I don't get it. All right. No more fucking around. Looks fine on YouTube. Oh, Newland Blair, how are you? This is like a voila pasta dish. You can get one of those frozen things you can warm up on an oven. It's really good. Highly, highly, highly recommend. Really good stuff. Especially when you're hungry and don't realize it until after you start recording. Daniel P. Blocks, hello. P. Blocks. Okay. So, I will not, I'm just going to jump right to it so you guys can see the cringe for yourself, because this is, oh, God, these right-wingers want so badly to be interesting and relevant, and they're just absolutely losers. What's up, Dutton? Haven't seen you in a while. Welcome back. Here we go. God, it's so cringe, dude. Like, I don't know how anybody could see this and be like, yeah, man, that's my alpha. Yeah, I'll follow that bro anywhere. Yeah, dude. Follow him to the ends of the earth. That's my leader. Yeah, that's my alpha, man. I mean, like, it'd be one thing. All of these right-wing losers give off serious Michael Scott energy, right? All of them, every single one of them. And it'd be one thing if they were actually like harmless people, but need we forget, Elon Musk is an actual Nazi and a pedophile in the Epstein files. Like, everything about these guys is so fucking cringe. And people think that this was cool. These people unironically think Michael Scott is a ladies' man. It's so fucking cringe. Ever an Italian restaurant, that would be a sacrilege. I'm sure it would be. Yeah, 100% an Italian restaurant. But alas, my Italian cooking is not that good. Who are these freaks cheering for him? It's a cult event. I mean, it's literally his factory, so he's surrounded by yes men. I mean, that's all he ever has. I think that lately they want so badly to be cool to everyone who is actually cool as musicians, artists, etc. I want nothing to do with them. Newland, that's exactly correct. I agree. These guys so desperately want to be cool, and the harder they try, the less cool they are. Even the Tate pedophiles, right? Even though those guys were trying to be cool and were, looked cool or whatever. I mean, do you see the shit that they wear and the way they carry themselves when they're out in public? They're absolute freaks. Well, there we go. Who thinks this is cool? I'm a woman, and many of my friends are very attractive, and they think these men are disgusting. Well, that's the thing. I don't think your circle has a lot of the guys that think this dude is cool. Greetings from Germany, anti-fascism. Welcome, Victor Seibel. So, if only we could find a way to make Elon's cringe power the economy, we would be the envy of the world. Alas, that's not where we are. This is a bleak July jobs report. 23,000 jobs lost in July. That's lost in July. Not made, lost. Losses occurred in retail, finance, hospitality, local government, education. 264,000 people left the labor force. This is also a very, very bad sign. Typically, when people are leaving the labor force, they've literally just given up. Sometimes they'll go to school, but I haven't seen indicators in all the stuff that I'm reading that they're going to school. It seems like they're literally just giving up. They've just crawled into the fetal position and quit. Wage growth falls to 3.2%, lowest in 5 years and totally wiped out by inflation right now. Lowest labor force participation rate since February 2021, which is around the COVID times. The Fed's job just got a lot harder. The labor market is stalling again. Many industries shredding jobs or flat. It's really, right? This is I am the economy guy. I love the economy. I'm a billionaire. I make businesses. Making businesses, making jobs is what I do. And look at this. Nothing but L after L after L after L after L. Nothing even compares to when Biden was in charge. Look at this shit. All of this shit started when Trump got in charge. And lo and behold, you kick out a bunch of immigrants who are not only, my voice just cracked together. When you kick out a bunch of immigrants, sound like I'm going through puberty again. When you kick out a bunch of immigrants out of the country who are not only a main driver of the labor force, as well as a main driver of spending to the economy, as well as a main source of tax revenue, this is what you get. Also, this is what you get under a fascist dipshit who wants more from his underlings to be loyal than he does for want them to be good at their jobs. Feisty Maris, welcome. Seems relevant. Canada is creating jobs at a rate that is roughly 4 times that than the United States. That's insane. Is this 0.3? I don't understand the y-axis here. Cumulative percent change. Oh, percent. Okay, so we've gone plus 0.3, plus a third of a percentage point, basically. This is interesting that it's trended and then flatlined. I think this is right around the Iran war. But this is almost completely opposite of change in employment. Outpaid. But this is totally different from what we're seeing. That chart doesn't look accurate, right? Because this is showed a trend. I mean, maybe unless, I guess these kind of offset a little bit. I mean, either way, the simple fact is that Canada is, yeah, well over 3. Is it even more than that? Let's see. 3, 3, 3. Yeah, it's 4 times that. Is that what they said? Yeah, roughly 4 times that in the United States. The goddamn maple farmers, the frickin' moose milk drinkers are doing better than America? What the shit? The country that doesn't go to war at the drop of a hat over oil is the one that's doing better than America? What? What the shit is going on here? Oh my god, this is so good. Doing the Homer Simpson. I just heard that in my head. That is not what that sound effect sounded like. Oh, water. Oh, and it's cold water too. Yes, I thought this was not cold water. Okay. So not only did the U.S. economy lose 23,000 jobs in July, I also don't know who in the hell are making these expectations of 80,000. May and June were also revised down by a combined 103,000. That's fucking insane. 103,000 combined. Jesus. Look at this, June. So this shit doesn't even keep up with population growth. You need a population growth of about 150,000 jobs created each month just for population growth, and we're not even there. Unemployment rate 4.1%. This went down for the wrong reasons because over 260,000 people left the labor force. Wage growth 3.2. Yeah, sure, I mentioned that. John Dre Vlogs 12, welcome. So, for fuck's sake, pause.
For the last few years, as I understand it, you and your team have been looking into the late Jeffrey Epstein's finances. What have you uncovered and what surprised you most?
What is the most important single aspect of this, Catherine, is Epstein would not have gotten away with all this sex trafficking for so incredibly long if banks had done their job and followed the law. That is the single most important finding of our report. The bank executives knew Epstein was dirty, and they basically looked the other way. And what we do in the report is lay out a roadmap for prosecution and further investigation. And the other point that really has been missed is that the people that were involved in this in the banks were not some junior deputy bottle washer kind of person. They were top people. They need to be held accountable. Some of them, for example, Mary Erdos, for example, at JP Morgan, they are still there and getting bonuses and the like.
For the last few years.
So a couple things on this video. So we've been knowing this for a while, but there is a literal pedophile child raping cabal in charge of not only the government, but also the country and corporations. I mean, this proves it. Where else do you need more? I swear to God, the web of Epstein is the biggest fucking spider web ever. It would make Spider-Man lose his fucking fluids. And this is true because the bank executives knew Epstein was dirty and they basically looked the other way. This is all over the fucking place, right? This is JP Morgan Chase. How is it that JP Morgan Chase is making Bank of America is the one that closed Trump's account because they suspected money laundering? How in the hell is Bank of America looking like the good guys in this situation? It's insane. And it just can't be said enough. There has to be people need to fucking go to jail for this. We cannot operate as a society where the elites and the people that run the country can literally rape children, one of the most heinous crimes known to man, and nothing happens. Where Republicans and Democrats alike even say, well, if we tried to stop the Epstein pedo cabal, the system would collapse. So fucking let it fall. This is not complicated. I was in a stream and I told the guy, hey, Trump was in the files. He said, no, he was not, and got on how I'm not from the U.S., so I have no saying. Yeah, he's just an idiot, Humsey. I mean, they all are. They have to deny it. What are they going to say? Like, yeah, Trump was in the files. Trump was in the files so much that I love him more. Like, what are they going to say? You know, they have to lie. They have to convince themselves because they're too weak to actually handle reality. Matty Holmes, bottle washer. Yeah, that comment struck me as weird, too. Where did he say that? Let me see.
Deputy bottle washer kind.
What?
Is that the people that were involved in this in the banks were not some junior deputy bottle washer kind of.
What in the hell is a bottle washer? I wonder if he meant like a ball washer, like for golf, although I don't know if that sounds any better in all honesty. And we still had the billionaires getting away with even more stuff. Look at this. Hundreds of people in 27 states have been sickened in a salmonella outbreak linked to jalapeno peppers, including at Chipotle, Qdoba restaurants, the CDC said. As of Tuesday, 345 cases have been reported with 36 people hospitalized. Why are these fucking people not going to jail? This shit happens more and more. There is a reason that wage theft is so profitable and why businesses continue to do it. This is a multi-billion-dollar industry, wage theft, where they steal your money. Even you, MAGA, even you guys, Your money is stolen from you. Your tips are stolen from you by the very people that you voted for to be in power now. That's what's happening to you guys. And they get away with it because there's no fucking penalties. These businesses can rake in millions in wage theft and have to pay a couple $100,000 in fines or lawsuits or whatever it is. Yeah, they're going to keep fucking doing it. Well, start putting the fucking death penalty for shit like this, and I guarantee you, you're going to see a change in behavior from the billionaire Epstein class. I'm guessing it's some kind of regional thing. That could be it. Like a low-level worker. I don't know. Bottle washer. What? Like, I don't get it. Did he mean I think he misspoke. He probably meant like dishwasher, right? It's got to be something like that. Young guy, MAGA hat, Trump flag behind him. He was going on, oh, Gaza got it. They should die because they rejected Trump peace. And then he was sad because Israel is mad at the U.S. Yeah, Israel has all the compromise on fucking Trump. And I love how these people like want to go all gung-ho and say, yeah, Gaza should die. Okay, go do it then. You go to war. You think we should be taking on Iran? Go sign up. Stop sitting in your fucking chair behind the safety of your keyboard in your mother's basement. Get off the fucking computer and go to the nearest army draft place, sign the fuck up, and go to war. It's your war. You want it. Go fight it. Wage theft, labor theft, time theft, etc. The biggest types of crime, not street crime, not robbery, not pickpocketing, not shoplifting. Yeah, if you look at the actual cost and value of everything taken from shoplifting and robbery, it doesn't even scratch the surface of everything of the amount of money that's taken by the criminal Epstein class in terms of wage theft. And again, Taylor Farms is recalling more than a dozen prepared food items, so this is what we're just talking about, including salsas and guacamole from retailers over concerns about potential salmonella contamination. And this person says the exact same thing. I don't know who they are. Let's see. Southerner, book lover, hippie, beach bum, etc., etc. But they have the same thought. I firmly believe CEOs who run corporations that implement deregulation they know leads to illness and death from poor air quality, food control, and other human necessities should be treated as attempted murder. It should be. It should be. And if anyone dies from their decisions, again, we should seek the death penalty. I'm not even kidding. The only fucking time I will ever be in favor of capital punishment is against corporate billionaires and pedophiles. And that's it. That's the only time we should be looking at capital punishment. We don't need capital punishment for fucking drug dealers and shit. I so wanted to see a cops parody of cops arresting bosses and CEOs for things like wage theft. You know, maybe I'll do a sketch on that, Maddie. That's a good idea. And then this is also what I'm talking about. This is the kind of shit that should get the death penalty too. Zuckerberg faces questions over why super yacht reportedly declined to help a stranded boat. The story is actually even worse. Small cruise ship rescued a skiff in southeast Alaska, even though Meta billionaire's $300 million mega yacht was closer. Crew of Zuckerberg yacht did not hear radio call to assist boat. Yeah, that's bullshit. They 100% did. Mark Zuckerberg has faced questions over why a small cruise ship in southeast Alaska rescued a stranded skiff and his crew when his 387-foot super yacht had been closer. The Silicon Valley billionaire's yacht, worth a reported $300 million, is said to have repeatedly declined to assist when a nearby boat called for help last week. Huh, that's interesting. They declined even though Meta said that they just didn't hear it. So there's a difference between declining a call, like a Mayday call, and not hearing it. And these guys clearly did. They declined it. Zuckerberg, CEO of Facebook and Instagram, owner of Meta Platforms, was not on board at the time, a spokesperson told Forbes. When a nearby 21-foot skiff ran out of fuel between Petersburg and Juneau, the Alaska Beacon reported operators of a cruise ship that was further away than Zuckerberg's yacht came to the rescue. I'm on a small ship, Alaska Cruise, with my son, a passenger on the Uncruise Adventures ship Wilderness Legacy posted on Blue Sky. Our boat rescued a stranded vessel last night, and apparently we did that after the Coast Guard radio Mark Zuckerberg's yacht, which was closer, and they repeatedly refused to respond. There was near unanimous booing when the captain announced this. That's funny. But Brian Baker, a spokesperson for Zuckerberg and his wife, Priscilla Chan, told Forbes that the couple were not on board his yacht named Launchpad. God, these guys are... Launchpad? These guys are so fucking cringe, dude. The yacht crew had been operating on a different radio channel. Bullshit they were, Baker told Forbes. The assist was already underway by the time they reviewed the broadcast. No fucking way. Even if he was not on a ship, the report is unlikely to boost public opinion of Zuckerberg, who has faced criticism over the societal impact of his social media platforms, his new warm relationship with Trump, and his lavish, insular lifestyle. I live in Juneau, and I've been having to look at that excessive eyesore parked up in Aki Bay for too long, a Reddit user wrote of the yacht in response to the rescue stories. Fuck Zuckerberg. Fuck Cuck. That's right. Fuck Zuck. Another stream he had USA hat and wearing a suit with jeans and glasses were going. U.S. citizens deserve free healthcare. I was like, okay, not bad. Then he said only citizens, and I got the vibes were superior to everyone. Yeah, that they always think they're superior. Both are criminal acts. Maritime law is hardcore about that kind of thing. $10 says they worked in McQuack somewhere. That's what I'm saying is, like, this is a pretty big violation of maritime law. And there's not a chance in hell that they were operating on a different channel. There's just no way. There's just no way. I don't buy it. I'm so hungry. I wanted to eat before the stream, but I didn't have time. Oh, God. Water when you're dehydrated is just amazing. Maddie, how is the stream quality on Twitch, by the way? Oh, we have a Trigger Mega Pedophile. It's our first one. Terry-R4H1W. I got one thing to say to you, bitch. Trump is on the Epstein. Terry, do you hear that? You're a pedophile. Terry-R4H1W. You rape children. LOL, stay mad. Yeah, I'm really mad. I'm furious, dude. I'm so mad. By the way, you're a pedophile that rapes children, and so is Trump. Trump is on the Epstein list. Yes, he is. Look at me, Terry. Look how mad I am. Trump is on the Epstein list. Yes, he is. Core Civic. Seems to be fine. Okay, good. Might have been me. Yeah, I don't know. The settings on OBS, I had to update OBS, and this latest update really fucked it up. So you're not from the U.S., so you have no saying is stupid. If USA was a country that had interest only in itself, okay, I get it, but every decision taken, it affects all the world. Yeah. All right, where were we? Oh, this is what you were talking about, Maddie. Core Civic, I got you. Private prisons announced $1.4 billion in revenue as immigration detention decline. That revenue does not include net proceeds of $1.6 billion made by Core Civic after the recent sale of 4 of their facilities to the Department of Homeland Security. America's 2 largest private prison companies, Core Civic and Geo Group, are reporting a combined $1.4 billion in quarterly revenue over the spring as immigration detention closes in on record levels. Trump's brokers have made 29 trades of private prison stocks since he returned to office. So this is, yet again, pure self-dealing. Now, here's my solution to this, okay? First of all, we take all the people running these private prisons, right? All the executives, all the CEOs. We take all the Trump people involved in this, right? Everybody that worked for ICE. We then empty out these private prisons and shove all those Trump people in there. That's the best thing we can probably do. Shove all the Trump people, shove every single ICE agent, every fucking ICE accountant, every fucking ICE janitor, every fucking ICE mechanic. Put them in these fucking prisons. Swap them out. And then don't give them shit. Lock them in there. Throw away the key. Don't give them a fucking thing. Let them see what it's like. Why are we even kidding about this shit? We need to give them a taste of their own medicine. I'm so fucking sick of this bullshit of like, oh, we have to be fair and be nice. Fuck fair. When the fuck did they do that? Like... These liberals are like, we need to be fair to the fascists. Yeah, because they've been so fucking fair to us. It's actually a good thing because it shuts Core Civic out and puts this back under the aegis of the government. It's one of the most important things about this prison to know that most people don't. Well, the problem is that the government is a fascist Nazi pedo cabal. Hey, eQueer, long time no see. How you been? I think you said you were having some issues a while back. Hope you're okay now. So Hassan is accurately pointing out the problems between... what the Democrats are focusing on and what is actually happening in the world.
But it's very frustrating. It's very frustrating that they think like, oh yeah, in this day and age right now when Republican fascism is running amok, when we have the most corrupt administration of all time, you still have a lot of liberals who are like, You know who my real enemy is? Hassan Piker. You know who my real enemy is? The Democratic Socialists of America. You know who our real enemy is? It's like, no, dude. No. We are not your enemy. If you think right now in this moment in time that the left is your enemy, then you're a Republican. Then you are a fascist collaborator.
That last statement that he says is key for me. If you think that the left is your enemy, then you're a Republican. You are a fascist collaborator. I fully agree with that. And that's why, to me, the Democrats, the establishment, the centrists, the people that got us in this mess, the people that helped pave the way for ICE to deport people, the Democrats and the centrists who helped pave the way for the genocide in Israel, in Gaza, for Israel's genocide in Gaza to continue, those people are my enemy. And I agree with him here because those people are more Republican than they are Democrat. 100%. We see their very actions. They're literally willing to support Mike Rogers over Abdul el-Sayed, and you ask them why, and it's like two things. Either one, they can't tell you an actual reason, it's just vibes, or two, it's about Israel. That's all it fucking is. They're evil fucking baby-killing Zionists, and so they want to get rid of Abdul el-Sayed. That's the only fucking reasons. They actually don't even dislike his policies. They probably don't even know his policies. They just know he has a scary Muslim-sounding name, and that he's against the genocide in Israel. And that's it. That's all they care about. Lansing Correctional Facility. You're good? Okay, good. I'm glad to hear that, Equare. Lansing Correctional Facility was originally a prison that it was fully closed 7 years ago from being a prison. Wow, before the Civil War. That's crazy. Partly because the Kansas judge reviewed it. Oh, that's right. It was hell on earth. That was years before all this kicked off. You're right. And then they bought this prison and reopened it, I think it was, right? Yeah, wanted to reopen his concentration camp in Leavenworth. Said he did not want it reopened, partly due to knowing how bad that prison was. Did they successfully fight it off? I guess I can't remember the outcome of that. I can't remember if the prison opened. I thought the prison did. They were trying to reopen it, but did they? I thought they succeeded. Maybe I'm misremembering. So keep in mind, people will hear this statement and see this guy speak very clearly about this stuff, and then they'll say he's anti-Semitic, and then they'll not even blink when they hear shit like this.
After World War I, the Treaty of Versailles humiliated Germany and left the nation in economic and moral shambles. And it was attacked from within by grossly immoral Jewish forces.
Whoa! Okay, so you know it's already bad when the guy is sympathizing with the Nazi Germany Treaty of Versailles. He's siding more with the Nazis than, the 6 million Jews that were holocausted, all the other people in Europe that were killed during the war, all the civilians that were displaced, all the lives that were ruined, the homes that were ruined. Yeah, that's not the issue. The problem is Germany. We have to side with the Germans. Yeah. Also, what the fuck is this?
Immoral Jewish forces.
Immensely immoral Jewish forces. Where is Jonathan Greenblatt of the ADL? Where is Neera Tanden? Right? Where is John fucking Fetterman on this shit? Where's James Carville? Where are all these people that care so much about Israel because they supposedly love Jewish people so much, which is very anti-Semitic of them to equate the two, but that's beside the point. Where are all these people that say they love Israel and they hate anti-Semitism? Where the fuck are they on this? Kind of no, but yes. That's kind of what I remember. Like, it reopened, but then they had some troubles with it or something. President was a professor and expert in constitutional law at top universities in the country, and he was known as a scholar and specialist in constitutional matters. Trump was a businessman. He was also a failed businessman, Humsey. Don't forget that. Can I drop a link about that? Yeah, Humsey, put it in the chat. There's, yeah, eQueer. That stuff came out. That was anti-Semitism with a hard R, That was bad. Candace Carville was a paid consultant for Flock. Yeah, well, that doesn't fucking surprise me. All right, give me a sec, Maddie. I'll pull. Oh, fuck. There we go. I hope that copy and pasted successfully. Let me pull that up after this.
During the Weimar Republic, it was a period of extreme degeneracy marked by homosexuality, transgenderism, widespread brothels, child prostitution, sexual.
So here he's basically trying to blame all the LGBTQ shit on the Jews. That's what he's trying to do here.
Exploitation of Christian children. I think.
Motherfucker is talking about the sexual exploitation of children while he supports Trump, who's on the fucking Epstein list. Wait, hold on. What is he on again? Trump is on the Epstein list. My brother in Christ, you are talking about the sexual exploitation of children while Trump is on the Epstein list. Are you fucking kidding me? I mean, these people, it's all a fucking joke. It's all a fucking charade. Everything is just projection. Look over here, and then when you're looking, they stab you in the back. That is what these pedophiles like this guy does. I don't even know who this motherfucker is, but he had far-right pastor Dale Partridge. Yeah, he's absolutely a child rapist, 100%.
Think about like the Epstein files, but on a larger scale. Now, it shouldn't shock.
Hey, who's in the Epstein files, motherfucker? Who is in the Epstein files? Who is mentioned in there more than anyone else? Who flew on Epstein's plane more than previously reported? So much more that Trump's own staff in the DOJ had to be briefed on it. And this motherfucker is trying to blame it on the Jews. Again, this is literal blood libel. Literally a fucking blood libel. This is exactly what Der Stürmer, the Nazi propaganda magazine, where they would pick out Jewish people that had been arrested for shit, and they would say, look, this is how all Jewish people are. They're degenerates. We can't trust them, blah, 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 blah. That's what Der Stürmer did. It was a literal hate piece on Jewish people. And now, this motherfucker is trying to do the same goddamn thing, but pin the Epstein files on Jewish people when Trump is in the Epstein files.
Any of us that Jews played a wildly disproportionate role in this attack on German culture and morals. See,
so he's a Nazi. Like he's talking about German culture and morals as if it's his. This dude is. This guy 100% has Mein Kampf like in his back pocket. He has it on his fucking Kindle. I guarantee you, this guy does.
Hitler's attack on the Jews didn't come out of thin air. Okay, there was a cause. There was an atmosphere built. The Jews had taken over much of the film industry. They've taken much over the media. And just as they dominate Hollywood today, they flooded the country with pornographic and sexual content.
Maybe this dude could actually do with a little porn and he would chill the fuck out. Jesus, dude, you ranting, ugly son of a bitch. You even got like the SS haircut. Bro is so Nazi, his hairline folded backwards to fucking look like the Nazis.
To give you just an idea of their level of influence, in 1931, Jews produced 60% of German films and wrote 82% of the screenplays, despite only making up less than 1% of the population.
Yeah, probably because they have more talent than you, dude. Jesus. This ain't hard. He has a suit and is sitting in a nice place in front of an office. I believe him. Well, yeah, Hamzi, that's the gig, right? That's how they're able to con and lie to so many people and get them on their side. You know, this dude thinks Trump was an FBI source. Yeah, well, Maddie, the thing is, he was never an FBI source because he never actually gave evidence. He never actually gave testimony. The only thing that they say he's an FBI source is because he called the chief of police after Epstein was already a target. And he didn't give him anything on Epstein. Or I remember the guy that said Trump wasn't in the files said even if he was in the files was just warning the police or people from Epstein. Yeah, Hamza, yeah, exactly. That's what I just said. Informer, bro. You know this porn is full. All of that. 100%. Yeah, he's absolutely old school Nazi. Just like this guy, yeah. That's what I mean. I'm seeing these dudes love to pretend he was. Yep. It's this, yeah, this is like this is the kind of anti-Semitism you used to have to read in a history book. Like, that's the kind of, this guy is so racist, he probably has slurs that we've forgotten. Like, he has so many slurs up in his brain that even, like, Urban Dictionary can't find him. You know, that's how racist this fucking Nazi child rapist is.
So this type of, like, very public moral decay and national humiliation made radical political solutions.
Also, I mean, I'm not saying it enough, but, like, he's talking about moral decay while he supports a pedophile. There's nothing more moral decaying than you supporting a pedophile. Fuck this guy.
Extremely appealing. It's why Hitler and the National Socialist movement became so attractive to just ordinary Germans. They promised to restore order and morality and German pride.
Okay, that is actually correct. I mean, it was all an act. Just like this Nazi pedophile is doing. It's all an act. They didn't believe any of the shit the Nazi party was saying, other than the racist shit, which was ironically right in line with Trump's platform as well.
So this Nazi or National Socialist movement terrified the Jews because it represented a powerful form of Christian nationalism.
Yeah, I wonder why the Nazi party terrified the Jews. Fuck, that's a mystery. Where's my magnifying glass? I got to search for clues on that one. Jesus Christ. Trump was trafficking women and children through his modeling agency. Yes, he was. And bragging about being able to walk in on them nude. At some point, this guy's going to slip and argue states' rights for Nazis. I'm sure he probably has already. They're saying corruption is only bad if I'm not involved. But again, my point in this is actual hardcore like Nazism. This is real anti-Semitism. This is the kind of shit that they wish Hassan would say so that they could go in on him. And yet none of the people criticizing Hassan Piker will say shit about this dude. Not a single fucking person. No one. And again, the very same institutions, the elitists, the Democrats, the establishment, the centrists, the very same people that are telling us that we're too radical did shit like this. Columbia University in New York invited Nazi Germany's ambassador to speak in 1933 despite student protests. 3 years later, expelled student Robert Burke for helping lead an anti-Nazi protest against the university's ties with Nazi Germany. He was never readmitted. Look at this is our history. Something's got to give. We cannot let this shit happen again. You're not even kidding. Every single person that sided with the Trump pedophile regime needs to have serious fucking world-ending consequences to them. Because there's no other way to bring the country back. I mean, the shit that they have done is setting us back so fucking far. So fucking far. And don't get me wrong, Obama was not perfect. But we were getting so much further towards where we could be in terms of healthcare, in terms of a living wage, in terms of holding billionaires accountable. We were closer. And Trump undid all of it. Biden tried to take a few steps forward before the establishment coat hooked him off of the fucking stage and made him get back to his centrist roots. And we just can't go back to it. We have too much fucking work to do. We have too much that we need to accomplish. And these people at Columbia who were against the Palestine protesters, there needs to be charges for every single one of them. It's kind of stuff you'd see some sketchy janitor printing out as a newsletter and spamming everyone's windshields before the internet. Yeah, just handing them out on the street. Or like these people you see at the Santa Monica Pier, the Jesus freaks that have they're like, please, you must repent and go. That sound like Bane. And they're, you must repent. You must go to church and repent. If you don't repent, you will die. Tina Pangborn 1474, welcome. Eleni, welcome. MAGA has a... Oh, you guys know each other. That's cool. MAGA has a superiority complex so bad they think being American is a race. So, Hassan kind of says it better for me. Can you imagine a world where MSNBC, CNN, and Fox News all complain about Charlie Kirk stumping for Republican candidates and how this would hurt the Republican Party with moderate voters? Again, all of the people on the Republican... Max Miller beat his wife and broke his 2-year-old child's collarbone, right? That's what these people did. Donald Trump raped children, beat his wife, raped his own daughter, Ivanka. Why are they not being held to account? What this really comes down to is it is fucking rigged. The entire system is rigged for the billionaires, for the elites, and for the pedo cabal that Trump is a part of, that Trump is now leading. That's all this is about. We can't go back to this. This is not the way forward. If we do not have serious, world-changing consequences for these criminals, we're just going to be right back here again in 4 more years with fucking Ted Cruz or J.D. Vance or whomever in 2032 or maybe even 2028. We don't know what's going to happen. We can't let it happen. We cannot have people like Chuck fucking Schumer and Hakeem Jeffries telling us to turn the other cheek and we have to work with the other side. No, we don't have to work with the other side. We need to destroy the other side. We need to jail the other side. We need to strip them of their fucking voting rights. We need to gerrymander their districts. No, I'm not kidding. I want this shit to come up in 5-10 years from now. Why are we sitting here and accepting this world run by a pedo cabal? Now is your time. Now is your time right now. You could either do the right thing and stop this Nazi pedo in the White House, or you can side with him and suffer the consequences. That's what needs to happen. These are the type of people who fast forward through the producers to watch their favorite scenes. Yeah, same with Schindler's List. So, but instead, this is what we get with the centrist establishment here. New York Times reports that Third Way is spending $15 million to discredit democratic socialism ahead of the presidential elections. Their fear, Dr. El Sayed was paving a path for a progressive to seize the party's presidential nomination in 2028 and then go on to lose the general election. Who lost the general election the last 3 fucking times? Hillary and Kamala. Biden won, but he, whatever. Hillary and Kamala are the two. Fuck it, I fucked up. They were the ones that lost, and they were so fucking centrist. Who in the fuck do these people think they are to tell us who can and cannot win an election? What judgment do they have? Hillary Clinton was out there just the other day talking about winning Michigan, and Abdul El Sayed, how he's doing a bad job because they're going to call him a communist and Republicans are going to use that, blah, 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 blah. Bitch, what the fuck do you know? You didn't even step foot in Michigan. Shut the fuck up, you baby killer. Sit the fuck down. Hakeem Jeffries is the future of the party. The youngest Democrat is Pete Buttigieg, and he's like 45. That's the future of the centrist Democratic Party. I don't think the future. Hakeem Jeffries has absolutely. He has nothing. Have you seen the guy speak? He has no juice, none at all. Hillary won the popular. She lost in the same way Gore lost. That's fine. She still lost though. My point is, why are these people telling us how to win elections? What fucking elections have these people won? Except that is not their real fear. Their real fear is that the left will go on to win the general election. This is true. And like Mamdani in New York City, prove that the left can govern. They are willing to throw the general election to Republicans by smearing the left and dividing and demoralizing the Dem base to avoid that outcome. How do we know they are willing to gamble in this way? Because that's how Trump won the first time. It'd be one thing if we were having legitimate policy issues, right? If we were having legitimate policy disputes. But great example. Look back at the Haley Stevens and El Sayed debates. Haley had nothing. She had nothing other than El Sayed is a celebrity who hates the Jews. That was her entire fucking argument. She had no policies. She had nothing. I can't think of a single fucking policy that she stood for other than selling out to corporations. What they truly fear is people that want to help the people that then get in power and use that power to help the people, especially like Mamdani. Third Way, they're funded heavily by corporations. Yes, exactly, Equer. They absolutely are. The EC is the issue. Could you imagine if Trump had lost due to the EC? Jeffries is toast. Yeah, Jeffries, I despise that man with a passion. Him and Schumer both. It's kind of the point. The DNC has no future but to be co-opted by the DSA. Well, the DNC isn't going to allow it, though, and that's the problem, is that we have to stop them. That's the entire point. Oh, Trigger Mega Pedophile in the chat. Eric Ottosen 5247. Hey, I want to give you some breaking news that we have on your pedophile in chief. Trump is on the Epstein list. Yes, he is. Eric Ottosen 5247. You are a pedophile. Yes, he is. They can shred the dots, but the truth still exists. Trump is on the This pedophile is saying, LOL, commie POS. I guarantee you, if you were to catch this motherfucker on the street and ask him to put his phone away and tell what a communist is, he wouldn't. He wouldn't be able to. But it's also a bot with, yet again, no channel activity and no followers, no videos, and no profile picture. Typical Trump pedophile. All right, where were we? The DNC is broke financially. Yeah, Equer, have you heard Oh, what was the thing? I guess they lost like 150, or was it like 5? They lost like a couple million or something to an email scam. Oh, the DNC is so fucked up. So, but this is what she's saying, is that they're afraid that we'll get someone who actually does the job, and this is what we're seeing. New Yorkers have started a trend of tagging Mayor Moron. Mayor Moron. No! Don't come after me, Mamdani people, please. Because I misspoke. Tagging Mayor Zoran Mamdani to report problems around the city, and the fixes are happening so quickly that the videos are going viral. A dangerous playground hazard was repaired after a resident wrote a letter. A pothole was filled the same day it was posted online, and ahead of this week's heat wave, the city installed temporary water fountains in Prospect Park. The message from City Hall: no problem is too small to fix.
So this just has to be turned counterclockwise?
So this here, usually righty-tighty, lefty-loosey, counterclockwise, where you want to go to loosen it.
90 degrees.
Okay.
It'll have a stop. So.
All right. That's it?
That's it. Now you're active. So now we'll just, if you want to take a sip, what I do normally is, because we opened up the line, I let it run for a little bit.
Okay.
Just to clear out any debris that might have been in there. Now you just let it run for a little bit and then take a sip if you so desire, sir.
Absolutely.
Good for him.
So, little temporary. Unfortunately, eventually we can create a little waistline and all that, but for now, to get it up and running, because we have so many to do.
Would you like some?
Absolutely.
Come on, let me hold it for you. You work so hard.
I'll tell you what.
You guys want some water?
Absolutely.
Come on.
What happened to the audio? I guess there's no audio in the second half. But I mean, I have said over and over and over that politics is the easiest fucking job on the planet. It truly is. All you have to do is run on shit that actually matters, to what the people want, and then do it. Just get it fucking done. And look, this is what he's doing it, right? He's out here getting shit done. Like, this is over and over and over that we're seeing this, where just something is wrong, and Mamdani gets his people, or in this case himself, to get out there. And what's amazing is this doesn't even feel like, I don't know, for lack of a better term, grandstanding. Like, it feels like he's actually just doing this because he gives a shit. It's so fucking easy, people. Define communism. You know, I'll be honest, I'm not even sure I can, but basically, communism is supposed to be where the people control the corporation. Well, there wouldn't even be corporations, but the people control the government, which also controls the manufacturing, and everything is equal, more or less. Again, that's why it's so funny when people call me a communist. Like, I don't know definitionally what communism is, but I'll bet that I know it better than you do, you know? I still find that funny as hell when people call me a communist. I don't ascribe to that shit, but they have to say something, because if they actually talked about the facts, they would be even more lost. But that water is halal. Something scary about Mamdani in the best way possible. It's his beard. He has the power of the beard. So this was El Sayed, and this is, I feel this is pretty fucking good from what I read, so I want to just listen to it.
Now, Mike, I'm just going to remind you, if you don't know how to say the name, keep the name out your damn mouth. Or just call me Abdul. But I got some opinions about his name. See, it's very fitting for him, Rogers. Because that's his answer every time a corporation or Donald Trump tells him to do something. Mike, we need you to put a data center in the backyard. Roger. Mike, we need you to hike their prescription drug prices. Roger. Mike, we need you to rubber stamp this war we shouldn't be fighting. Roger. Mike, and this one's Donald Trump, I need you to lick these boots. Roger.
See, all the people that said he's a misogynist and was, like, mean to Haley Stevens, I don't think he was nearly as, like, his shit was actually policy related to Haley Stevens. Certainly there were a couple of, personal jibes here and there while he was still talking policy, but, like, this feels way more, this feels like he finally took the gloves off, you know what I mean? Corporate Dems hate Mamdani because he highlights how poorly the other Democrats are at doing their jobs. Exactly, Equia. That's exactly what it is. People own assets that are capable of producing wealth, usually through the exploitation of labor, but soon to be because AI and automation just in general. Yeah, we're already seeing that more and more. Feels like he spent the last 10 years being told, no, that can't be fixed, and every single post of him going out to fix something is him going, F you, I got it fixed. I'm mayor. This is my revenge plot. It really does. Like, you'd be amazed how much people telling you can't do something when you know that it can be done, and then you get the power to do it, and you're like, fuck it, I'm going to do it. Like, spite can go a long way. That is communism by definition. Assets that are capable of, the people own the assets that are capable of producing wealth. Yeah, I agree. By the way, Eleni, I do have to what do I call it here? Self-promote a little bit. If you haven't, please make sure to subscribe to me on Twitch or follow me or whatever the term is. I'm trying to grow that account. You'll be number 26 if you sign up. My 26th follower. I mean, it really does feel.
And I think I speak for all of us here in Michigan when I say that we are done with Rogers. Go back to Florida where you belong.
See what I mean? Like, this feels way meaner than any of the shit he ever said about Haley Stevens. Also, bro's really got like a Wolverine beard going, doesn't he? He's got the mutton chops and everything. Abdullah's lazy way to say Abdul-Allah, and low-key disrespectful. But that's his name, Abdul. Abdul El-Sayed. For the longest time, Democrats just got by saying we are less shit when not explaining why they are better. If the DSA win, they will actually have to work to give us a vision. Yes, I have very mixed feelings about the DSA. The DSA New York seems to be good. DSA basically everywhere but LA seems to be doing good. But the DSA out here in Los Angeles fucking suck for a lot. They're very anti-black, very cliquey, elitist, but it's neither here nor there. Maybe it's a secret Canadian, yeah. And again, these same people that are telling Abdul he can't win, trying to tell us that we need to have Third Way fund $15 million to stop the DSA. This is the people that they're trying to help more. The author of the DNC's 2024 election autopsy confirmed on Axios report that he concluded the war in Gaza hurt Kamala Harris politically and that he privately shared that assessment with a pro-Palestine group. He said he drafted that finding late last year but never submitted it to party leadership. These are the people that are telling us how to win elections. The people that lost the easiest fucking election to an orange Nazi pedophile, Donald Trump, who rapes children with Epstein, probably raped his own daughter. These people are the ones trying to tell us how to win an election. And we have another trigger mega pedophile, Buckeye T800. I've seen you before. You are a child rapist and also... Oh, you gonna report me, Buckeye, you little snowflake baby bitch? Are you gonna report me? Oh no, you have to run to daddy. Buckeye T800 not only rapes children, he also engages in cancel culture. Who knew that? Communism is a moneyless classist society, has never actually been achieved. I'm a socialist, not a communist. I'm just not a joiner. I mean, I'm not into communism. I don't even know if I'm really socialist. I'm certainly anti-capitalist, but I don't know if that necessarily makes me socialist. Default Arabic beard, even I have it. That's the default Arabic beard? God, I wish I could grow a beard like that. Let me see that thing again. Where is he? Pretty fucking dope beard, not gonna lie. Why are we listening to losers who lost by saying the economy is great, then cameo Taylor Swift and Cardi B? Yeah, exactly, lady. That's the point. These people are trying to tell us how to win an election, and we should never listen to them again. Meanwhile, on to the other side of things. Right now, more than 5,000 sailors and mariners are stuck aboard the USS Abraham Lincoln in the 9th month of a deployment that was supposed to last 7. Supporting military operations against Iran that Congress has never authorized. This is why you see pedophiles like Buckeye T800 in my chat, and they're not the ones out here on this fucking aircraft carrier, because they're losers sitting in mama's basement from the safety of their fucking keyboard, while the people that are actually fighting this war to distract from Trump being in the Epstein files, they're not going to go over there. They're going to be in my chat pissing and moaning because they also can't go out and enjoy the Trump economy because the economy sucks. They can't afford their fucking steaks. They can't afford their fucking lap dances. They can't afford gas for their truck. They sure as fuck can't afford roses for their cousin that they want to fuck. You know, they can't afford anything. Their families are begging someone to listen. Moldy showers, broken toilets, no hot water for weeks, meals that came down to half a cup of rice and 2 tortillas. Meanwhile, Trump's fat ass is having fucking shrimp, lobster, steak every fucking day, throwing these lavish parties and building his fucking ballroom. And the soldiers who are supposed to be fighting the war to keep a distraction from him being in the Epstein files have to deal with this shit. Ships store out of soap, deodorant, and toothpaste. Sailors so worn down that, according to one family member, the ship's own doctor warned they need to reach port soon or people are going to start losing their minds. Yeah, that's not good. You don't want an aircraft carrier full of soldiers and maybe even some officers losing their minds. I'm just saying, an aircraft carrier with people on it that all lost their minds is not in any way, shape, or form going to end well. It's not. You know? It's like leaving kids alone on the trampoline, you know? That's not going to go well. They need adult supervision or they're going to go flying over the neighbor's fence, right? Sailors so worn... Oh, I said it. Back in April, when families first raised the alarm, Pete Hegseth dismissed the report as fake news. These are the people we asked to serve in one of the most dangerous workplaces on Earth, the flight deck of a nuclear-powered aircraft carrier. They and their families deserve answers. Hegseth needs to go to jail. There is no future where we don't send Pete Hegseth, Howard Lutnick, Scott Bessent, every Marco Rubio, Stephen Miller, all of these people need to go to jail. There is just no other option. There is no other option. I actually used to be MAGA, then I became an adult. Yeah, it's funny how once you get past the indoctrination of everything, it's like, oh, wow, they actually were kind of full of shit. Oh, Eleni, thank you so much for the follow, by the way. I was raised this way. Trump does not support the troops. He doesn't give a damn about the troops. No, he never has. He's called them suckers and losers, right? I feel the world would be better if the Earth was just one big country or even one big city. Well, that's how it works in Star Trek, but the way we get to Star Trek is a very large global war, so I don't know if we want to go down that road either. Pete Hegseth is literally the Antichrist. Sure as hell seems like it. Okay, so this story is amazing. So this guy, lifelong Republican, voted for Trump, regrets that decision because his fiancée was arrested by ICE in Houston.
I voted for Trump. I am saying that they are picking up law-abiding citizens. They're destroying families, jobs.
No shit, dude.
John Gannon is a...
Wow! Who could have possibly seen that coming? I wonder who could have had the foresight that a pedophile Nazi running on deporting people would eventually become what he's always been, a pedophile Nazi. I can't believe it. Oh, yes. The powers of mine future-seeing failed me. Nobody saw this coming. Jesus Christ, these fucking people.
75-year-old businessman and lifelong Republican who supported President Trump in 2024.
I wouldn't do that again. Not after this fiasco.
His fiancée, 45-year-old Venezuelan...
Okay, so there is no way that this woman got with... Come on. I'm not saying she's a mail-order bride, but look at this lady. Fine-ass Latina like her getting with an old-ass white Republican dude like him? No way. No way. Also, why doesn't she have fiance? Oh, okay, so they weren't married yet. So she didn't have her I mean, I'm sure she had paperwork, but she didn't have citizenship yet. And that wouldn't stop them anyways. You've seen this time and time again. It doesn't stop them.
An immigrant, Yasmin Suarez-Reyes, was detained by ICE at George Bush Intercontinental Airport in Houston in late July.
8 ICE agents swarmed Jasmine and detained her, didn't tell us why, and rustled her off into a car.
When you saw that unfold, what went through your mind?
Well, I was just in total disbelief.
According to her immigration lawyer, Suarez-Reyes came to the U.S. legally in 2023 and later applied for asylum, a case that is still ongoing. But
wow, they moved fast. She moved here in 2023. It's 2026, so 3 years and they suddenly got engaged. Oh, yeah. Pure love right there. Yep, that is all love.
Her underlying permission to be in the U.S. has lapsed. Some people may say...
Wait a minute, I missed that.
And later applied for asylum, a case that is still ongoing. But her underlying permission to be in the U.S. has lapsed. Some people...
Again, this is why we need amnesty. Who gives a fuck? She's here in this country. She's contributing. She's in love with a white Republican dude who clearly needs some in his life. Who fucking cares? Oh, God forbid her green card or visa or whatever the fuck she was on expired. Who gives a flying fuck? Donald Trump is a pedophile. How can you possibly care more that this woman who was claiming asylum and, God forbid, a little paperwork error happened? How can you be more triggered over this but not a pedophile in the fucking White House? If this is your fucking problem, you need a fucking reality check. Pete Hexas is literally the Antichrist. By the way, Pete Hexas literally said the meme, there are no rules of engagement in war. She wants the money. Clearly, she's financial, sexual. It's definitely, I don't know which, Eleni, come on. These two, match made in heaven. Clearly, this is very like Virgo, Scorpio, perfect match. Come on now. Come on. We all see it. We all see how great they are together. ICE picks up immigrants who are trying to become legal because they're much safer to pick up. Yeah, you never see ICE. Again, there's never been a case of ICE actually busting up a real sex trafficking ring. Because they work for a fucking sex trafficker. They're not going to stop the very industry that made Trump rich in the first place. Well, she loves him. $sign, $sign. There's zero love in that relationship. I don't know, lady. I don't know. Hamzi, you guys, I don't know. I see the vision here. I see pure love. I just see one giant heart, a heart shaped, and one head over here, and it's in a locket. They're clearly in love. Immigrants who are obeying laws and paying taxes are good for our country. Yes, they are.
Mass deportations look like. Some people may say this is what mass deportations look like.
They're not going after the hard guys. That's too difficult. It's easier to pick them up at the airport. You know, it's like shooting fish in a barrel.
Suarez Reyes was arrested as part of a recent crackdown by ICE at airports across the country.
ICE is here, help us!
Back in Texas, Gannon says he deeply misses his fiancée, who remains in ICE custody, facing deportation.
Jasmine's good as gold. Love Jasmine. That's it.
We contacted the Department of Homeland Security about this case, but have yet to hear back. Immigrants like Suarez Reyes would typically not have been targeted for deportation and arrest under prior administrations. But the Trump administration has taken the position that anyone whose immigration status has lapsed is fair game for enforcement.
What's funny is I don't feel a damn thing for that guy. I wish him nothing but misery since he's the one that did this. But this poor lady, caught in the mix of all this because her husband is a fucking dumb shit. Like, with any luck, she'll get her citizenship and divorce this piece of shit. Although I don't think Texas is a no-fault divorce state anymore, but still. The irony that most manual labor workers are immigrants, but most school shooters are Americans. Yeah, ain't that the truth? Truth hurts. Fuck, I don't think I have time for this whole thing. Let's see what we can watch.
We're joined now by the director.
All right, so I'm gonna come back to this one, actually. I'm gonna put a pin in this. I want to see how much time I have left. Well, let's watch this clip here.
What I'm saying is, you want to talk about misinformation. The kinds of decisions and sort of the public sort of face of public health during the pandemic led to many people losing trust in public health.
The Trump administration officials.
No, I mean like Biden.
Yeah,
so Biden, for instance,
the
censored
pandemic
me.
began under the Trump administration.
But
Thank you.
Just so we're clear, the Biden administration censored me. Right? They sent out direct attacks on people who disagreed on the COVID, on sort of whether the COVID vaccine stopped it.
RFK Jr. called the COVID vaccine the deadliest vaccine ever made. That is misinformation, and we're not being clear about that. And I think that is dangerous. Wouldn't you agree,
Margaret? Because
good for her, honestly. Like, this is a really good interview. I don't know if you guys saw that interview with RFK Jr. losing his absolute brainworm-ridden mind on Dana Bash, but clearly this lady learned from that and is having like all the facts at her fingertips.
The Biden administration censored people and said, look, you can't even talk about COVID vaccine harms. Yeah, and I'm talking about why you have the kind of distrust that's led to the kind of problems that we're talking about earlier in public health. That distrust was not caused by President Trump. It wasn't caused by Bobby. It was caused by a lot of sort of really fundamentally, often spread by the government itself regarding natural immunity, closures of schools, closures of mask mandates. People lost their jobs because of these vaccine mandates that didn't make any public health sense.
They lost their jobs because they were a threat to public safety. They were fucking idiots. Vaccines are a medical fucking miracle. And by the way, all the people telling you not to get vaccinated, like Joe Rogan, Fox Fake News, Steve Bannon, all of them got vaccinated. Every single one of them got vaccinated immediately as soon as that shit became available. That tells you everything you need to know about their motives. You got Equeer. It's still no fault divorce in Texas. I thought they changed that. Okay, he's 75, she's 40. Looks younger, honestly. Yeah, she does look a lot younger than 40. That's crazy. So he loves a woman 35 years, or probably most likely more younger than him. I mean, I think that's just most guys in general. This guy about Acharya advocated for letting everyone get COVID. Yeah, this was the motherfucker that was like saying, if your grandparents have... No, this wasn't the guy, but there was some Trump pedophile saying, if your grandparents have to die so we can reopen the economy, so be it. That was their opinion. I don't think it was this guy, but yeah, they were all saying that. These people, these people need to be in fucking jail. Blame Biden. Well, that's their go-to. Surprise, COVID causes brain damage every time you get it. Shit, well, I've had it 3 times. That actually explains a lot.
So if you want to talk about public trust, you have to embrace that fully, right? You can't just talk about it in a narrow political way.
I'm talking about a shooting at the CDC and an officer you said you just went to honor. That's what I was talking about. You're talking about something else entirely.
You're trying.
I also asked you about shoring up public health
what you're
in the
talking about
vaccine.
what you're talking about is you're trying to blame the shooting on Bobby.
No, I'm not. I'm reading you what his father said.
No, what you're reading, what you're saying, what you're implying is that somehow the lack of public trust.
I'm not talking about him. I'm talking about your visit there. And is enough being done?
I think it's
Let's
really
talk
about
since you want to restore public trust, tell me what you're doing now, because the Washington Post and Bloomberg reported the White House is preparing an executive.
I mean, this is certainly a much better prepared interviewer than it looks like than Dana Bash was, and Dana Bash is a Zionist, so fuck her, but still. I'm sure that this is like, we're missing some of the other part of the argument where she's really getting pissed off, but we'll come back to it if I can. I don't really like vaccines. I don't trust them. Here, a lot took the vaccine and died after a while. Well, Hamzi, I don't know what vaccine you're talking about. I can't speak to your situation. All I can say is that vaccines are a medical miracle, and they have completely eradicated certain diseases, so they're fucking amazing. Texas Governor Dan Patrick wanted to let grandparents die. It was Patrick. That's right. And it wasn't the good Patrick. It wasn't, this is Patrick. No, it was a literal, child rape supporter, Dan Patrick from Texas. Of course he's from Texas. See the EDP documentary? He calls Trump the goat. EDP? What's the EDP documentary? Hamzi Lamau, you got sources for that claim? Well, look, Doof, Baboof, hold on. Let's not get into too much. Hamzi's a friend. I appreciate you, wanting proof, but he is a friend, so let's be, friendly fire. Talking about what I saw with my own eyes in my country. Yeah, I can't speak to your situation, Hamzi. I just know whether it be the smallpox vaccine, measles, COVID, vaccines are a medical miracle. That's all I can say. Hay Stevens tells me that she plans to be active. It's not a trust me bro type of thing. It's just like, I do know him. And again, we're not there. And it's not really relevant to my stream discussion. So I'm not really going down that road. EDP is a YouTuber that was a pedophile and he got exposed. He got away with it. Then he was so smart, he participated in making a documentary about himself. So he Chris Hansen'd himself, basically? Oh, that's funny. Of course he would call Trump the goat. That makes a lot more sense now. That makes a lot more sense. Haley Steven tells me that she plans to be active in stumping for Abdul El-Sayed through November, and when I was with her, stopped Detroit residents on the street to encourage them to vote for him, calling him a great candidate. So this bodes very well. Haley Stevens is the face, well, not really the face, but she's a centrist, right? She is very clearly built into the centrist establishment fabric, and even she is turning around, and supporting El-Sayed to the hilt. Good for her. I do not like Haley Stevens. I don't like her as a person. I don't like her as a politician. I don't like her politics. I don't like anything about her. But I will say, for her to do this is quite impressive. Especially, she had a lot riding on that win. I mean, $55 million in AIPAC money just gone, right? So for her to be able to turn the corner that fast, I mean, it's been only, a week? Respect. That's all I got to say. Respect. People have forgotten how terrible widespread diseases were. That's why they're afraid of vaccines. Yeah. Yeah, people really have. I mean, the average before vaccines, the average age was like, 45, and 1 out of every 4 kids died before the age of 10, right? Some shit like that. I'm pulling these numbers completely out of my ass, but the simple fact is, you are more likely to die of disease pre-vaccine than you would in many other than you would by staying at home or working, right? Let's just say that. So Bill Maher, I'm sorry. No, this is Jon Stewart interviewing John Fetterman, talking about Hassan and Bill Maher.
People like Hassan Piker, for example. Now, you were very, very instrumental in delivering aid for victims of 9/11. You've been here and you've been very effective. For an individual that says that America, we deserve that. Hey, I'm deeply offended by that, and I don't support that. And I'm certainly not going to campaign with him, or I'm not going to explain that way.
Well, Bill Maher said the 9/11 terrorists weren't cowards. And you went on his podcast and you talked to him all the time.
He made this infamous comment less than a week after 9/11.
We have been the cowards, lobbing cruise missiles from 2,000 miles away.
Absolutely.
That's coward.
For which he had to apologize about this comment, by the way.
That is a
Staying in the airplane when it hits the building. Say what you want about it, not cowardly.
Aren't you cherry picking certain things and maybe losing the forest for the trees?
The two things are not the same. Making a statement compared to saying that we deserve that, opposed to describing it in different terms. So that's just not the same.
But he's not running.
God, I love Jon Stewart. That's one guy I don't ever want to get in a debate with, is Jon fucking Stewart. And he's right here. I mean, he absolutely calls out John Fetterman, and he's correct. And John Fetterman shows that his brain is just completely scrambled. This happens all the time. All these people that want to condemn Hassan Piker, again, Neera Tanden was at war with Hassan Piker during the Abdul El-Sayed race, and that motherfucker was getting her picture taken and just absolutely fawning over Benjamin Netanyahu, a literal pedophile mass murderer. That doesn't sound right. He wasn't mass murdering pedophiles. He was a mass murderer and also a pedophile supporter. That's Benjamin Netanyahu. 1 out of 3 kids died. Okay, so I was pretty close on that. I said 1 out of 4, so I was close. He's true though. I mean, I'm not gonna say cowardly one way or the other. I don't like the comparison, but whatever. People have a lot of things in common, but still have different thoughts on certain things. It's a big part of being a person. Me and James have a lot in common. We have differences too. I'm not a bootlicker. Yeah. Again, I'm not trying to have I don't want chat. I don't want chat on chat violence. Okay. Oh shit. Well, okay. So Nancy Mace said every single Muslim holding public office in America is a Trojan horse and a threat to both national security and our republic. We refuse to be silent, which led me to say this. If only your parents had used a Trojan condom, we wouldn't have this tweet. You're welcome. You're welcome. I'll be here all week. I'm totally glazing myself over that. I was happy about this tweet. Fuck off. I like this one. Got 0 interaction. 0 engagement. I was the only one that liked it. So Sam Alito saying, obviously I'm here for another term. And this is proof positive that we need to pack the courts. Did you hear that? I said, pack the courts. Nothing is going to get done in this country if we don't pack the courts to the point that Sam Alito self-retires because he has no fucking power. American Jews who volunteered to protect Palestinians on the West Bank have been getting out of the blue notices from the Israeli government that they are now blocked from re-entering the country. Hey, you know what that sounds like? Anti-Semitism. The only democracy in the Middle East is stopping their own citizens. Well, I guess they're not their own citizens, but they are Jewish people. Yeah, Jewish people by definition are allowed citizenship to Israel, I think, right? American Jews who volunteered to protect Palestinians on the West Bank have been getting out of the blue notices from the Israeli government that they are now blocked from entering the country. You don't see any of this shit from... You don't see any of the people saying that Hassan Piker is an anti-Semite calling this anti-Semitism. Pack the courts with people like Hakeem... Oh, Eleni, please tell me you're being sarcastic. You want the courts packed with Hakeem Jeffries and Cory Booker? Oh, wait, what does that mean? What did you send? What is that? Is that Nicholas? Oh, you are. Okay. Oh, thank God. Oh, I was going to have an aneurysm. Several SCOTUS members should be impeached, too. Yes, and jailed, no less. Clarence Thomas should be in jail, along with Brett Kavanaugh and Roberts. I don't know if the vaccine that was sent to Tunisia was bad or played with or just cheap, or the vaccine itself and the whole world is bad, which I lean to more. When I'm certain of his people. Okay. Well, Hamzi, I have to say this. You're saying the vaccine itself and the whole world is bad. That's just not true. It's just not true. Billions of doses of the COVID vaccines and their boosters have gone out, and the most severe reaction to it has been allergic reactions. Most of the time when people, get hospitalized or die from a vaccine, it's because of an allergic reaction of some kind. So I have to pump your brakes there a little bit, buddy. Hakeem Jeffries is the most charismatic human being alive. He's like an alien. Yeah, did you see that picture of him, like, holding the baseball bat like he's a fucking Jedi? The only one more charismatic than Hakeem is Elon Musk. Yeah, no kidding. He makes Elon Musk look like Prince Charming. A new CDC head said, abortion surveillance will be a critical focus. Abortion surveillance is absolutely a critical component of what the CDC is currently doing, Schwartz responded. I also want to make sure that certain states are not conflating emergency services and hiding abortions in that emergency services case definition. She added, we need to make sure we're pulling out true abortions and making sure that we're really having clear case definitions regarding abortions to the data is actually accurate. Again, talking about jail, this lady, because this is going to get women killed. We've seen this over and over and over again. You're not going to stop abortions. You're just going to have women bleeding out in the fucking hospital parking lot of Texas or Louisiana or Georgia or some other bumfuck child-raping state that's run by Republicans. This is horrible, and this lady needs to go to jail for it. Women will die, and the children will die too. You can't force women to have these births and not have the medical attention that they need. Because a lot of times these women will go in for, for their baby, and the doctors don't want to operate on like a C-section because they're worried it'll go wrong and they'll get blamed. That's fucking happening. And guess what happens? The babies die anyways. We're going back to the times of where 1 in 3 children died because of Republicans. COVID deaths dropped precipitously once the vaccines were rolled out. Yes, exactly. You know, it's crazy. Alyssa Slotkin was one of the only centrist Democrats that actually stood up to ICE. Kamala vanished. Yeah, Alyssa Slotkin had a few good moments. I don't get me wrong. I still think she's awful, but I see what you're saying. Really gives you hope for the DNC, doesn't it? My hopes have never been higher. All right, so we're seeing some spine from CNN reporters. This is very interesting to see this. And then Jake Tapper with Max Miller. God, where are the puppies that she's killing and skinning for her coat? What is this pose? God, she looks evil.
Before we go, I want to ask you about something you posted online. A few days ago, you wrote, quote, every single Muslim holding public office in America is a Trojan horse and a threat to both national security and our republic. And then today, you essentially added, if not wanting to be blown up, stabbed, or rammed by a car, by a radical Islamist in the United States of America makes us Islamophobes, then so be it. Are you saying that anyone who is Muslim is a threat to this country?
That's not what I said. And
it's literal, bitch, I got your tweet. What? Hold on. It's the tweet that I'm so proud of myself for. Holding public office in America is a Trojan horse and a threat to both national security and our republic. We refuse to be silent. Yeah. Where's the lie?
That's not what I said. Number one, I think we do have a real issue with radical
it sounds
Islamic
like that's what you're saying.
No, I was talking about elected officials. When you look at what has just happened.
So any Muslim elected officials, sorry to cut you off, but just to be clear, any elected Muslim officials.
Hamdani campaigned with an unindicted co-conspirator of the 1993 World Trade Center bombings. You have Abdul al-Sayed, who was campaigning with Hassan Piker, who said America deserved 9/11. Yes, we should be very concerned.
He said he regretted those comments, but I take your point.
But that believe in this radical Islam ideology where women are covered head to toe. It's very oppressive. Where
she's talking about radical Muslim ideology. These motherfuckers are literally murdering women by refusing to allow them medical care. Women are bleeding out in fucking hospital parking lots, bleeding out to death. Yeah, as opposed to just bleeding out to life. They're bleeding out to death in hospital parking lots. And this psychopath is talking about radical Muslim ideology. Republicans are and continue to be the biggest threat to Americans in this country. Caitlin Collins looks like the bride of Loki, god of mischief. Caitlin Collins is a very striking looking woman. Yeah, she has I don't even know how to describe her features. She's very interesting. Well, I don't know about that, but as a defense mechanism, I saw people take something and die. I'm not going to take it. Only condition is if I would have the disease, I would get the vaccine. Well, Hamzi, how do you know it was the vaccine they were getting? I mean, it doesn't sound like you're describing a vaccine, to be started. Nancy, histrionic personality disorder, Mace. I'm evil. You're not evil, Hamzi. She looks like she's up to something. Lyle, CNN personalities. Eleni, I can't remember what that says. Lyle. Oh, we have a Trigger Mega pedophile, and this gives me an opportunity because I haven't played this song yet. Rob Davidson 993, you're a pedophile, by the way.
Fuck ICE, kick down the cage. Fuck mega heads, stuck in their rage. Fuck Trump, clown on a stage. We burning the system, setting the blaze. Fuck ICE, they tearing the lives apart. Fuck mega hate with their cold dead hearts. Fuck Trump lies from the very first start. We ripping the chains, yeah, we playing our part. ICE out here, snatching mothers in the night, taking kids from their arms, yeah, that shit ain't right. Cold cells, concrete floors, no blanket in sight. Whole families erased, buried deep from the light. This ain't security, this shit is pure terror. Government crimes masked up is error. Cages full of brown skin, racist agenda clearer. They profit off pain, system couldn't be nearer. I'm spitting for the voiceless, every name on that list. For the fathers deported, for the mothers dismissed. Fuck ICE with a passion, they don't care who they split. While we breaking the walls, can't silence this shit. Fuck ICE, kick down the cage. Fuck mega heads, stuck in their rage. Fuck Trump, clown on a stage. We burning the system, setting the blaze. Fuck ICE, they tearing their lives apart. Fuck mega hate with their cold dead hearts. Fuck Trump live from the...
The song goes so fucking hard, dude. Love that song. She's talking about hijab. I'm not gonna lie, there's who force it on women, but there's women who wear it and love it, and they are basically harassing these women to take their job. I mean, if I see a woman in a hijab, yeah, I'm certainly not going to yell at them to take it off or try to take it off for them. That's, they can have their choice. I do think any religion that forces women to dress a certain way or forces them to wear, things that men are not supposed to wear, I find that disgusting. But that's not just in Islam, that's in Christians do that shit, right? The Catholics, especially the Catholics.
We've seen grooming gangs over
but
in
Congresswoman,
Europe,
there's no indication that Mayor Mamdani has brought any of those ideals to New York City governance, or that just being Muslim allows you, brings those in.
If you're playing footsie with an imam here in America who's an unindicted co-conspirator of the 1993 World Trade Center bombings, yeah, we have a real problem with that kind of ideology.
But Congresswoman, when you make a blanket statement like that, it implies that every Muslim member of Congress or leadership, folks who, by the way, are elected by American citizens.
I am deeply concerned about Michigan Democrats nominating a guy hanging out with Hassan Piker, who said America deserved 9/11, who has a framed photo of the Twin Towers.
Which he's responded to and says he regrets those comments. But yes, keep going.
Yeah.
Okay, this is actually a horrible interview because, she's saying all this shit about Hassan and Abdul and Mamdani and, these people that did that. Okay, so first of all, Trump is in the Epstein files. Okay, he's a pedophile. And you want to talk 9/11? Trump bragged that his buildings were now the tallest in New York City after the Twin Towers fell. So fuck this lady. And this interview, I'm actually not impressed. I don't know why the Tennessee Holler is trying to say, this is such a good... Cut them off with the truth, interject. I'm not seeing it. Maybe, I don't know. What do you guys think? I don't think this is a great interview by the guy because she's still just able to just rattle off a bunch of bullshit.
Yeah, but I mean, this is who he's hanging out with. This kind of person who's promoting, communist ideology.
And again, like they're saying like communism is bad. Well, Trump is in here literally in the Epstein files more than anyone else, accused by multiple women of trying to and or succeeding in raping them when they were children. But these reporters never fucking throw back on that shit, right? They never fucking go there. This is a tiny group. He's in the Epstein files for putting him in jail. What? B. Russell, I don't know what the hell you're saying. These people call Palestine Muslim, but it was them who funded Hamas to weaken the secular faith. That's also, or secular Fatah. That's also correct, Lenny. They need the Middle East to be Islamic, so excuses their actions. I have tons of Islamic friends, by the way. They're just chill, normal people. Yeah, I know a couple, and I mean, you would never fucking know they were Muslim unless they told you, That's not in the files. It's in the anonymous tips. No, it's actually been reported on, and it was in the reports that the FBI interviewed because they deemed them so credible. That's because you didn't read the files. Well, neither did you, because you're saying they're anonymous tips when they weren't. They were interviewed by the FBI. Multiple 302s were made on this shit. B. Russell, you don't know what the fuck you're talking about. Why do you MAGA pedophiles always come in my chat trying to chirp when you don't know what in the fuck you're talking about? Epstein was put in jail by Trump with what witnesses? With what statements? When did Trump take the stand? What evidence did Trump turn? Huh? What did he do? Trump didn't do shit. The only time Trump went to the authorities was after they were already targeting Epstein and to make sure that his ass was covered. So, B. Russell 3026, you are clearly a pedophile. And also, I want you to know this.
Trump is on the Epstein list. Yes, he is. Trump
B. Russell 3026, you're a pedophile! And Trump raped Ivanka, by the way. Move the goal. Where are we? Her job is basically wear it and get additional good deeds, or don't, and nothing will happen. Just be modest. I'm deeply sad that the extremists that I guarantee don't even know the Quran make themselves the default. Well, that's kind of how it is over here in America with Christians. Move the goalposts. If they're not scary Muslims, they're scary commies. Exactly. And the corporate media just lets that narrative sit.
This is not something, America's not built on those values. And in the future, when our granddaughters are wearing burqas to school, we're going to look back and say,
there's no indication that is happening on a wide basis. Folks that are getting into office.
Did you see the parade in Chicago today? Have you seen Dearborn? In Dearborn, Michigan.
An expression of culture, Congresswoman, is different than a blanket city policy.
The guy complaining about the call to prayer 5 times a day. They're trying to push these people out and our values out, and that's wrong. I think this.
Honestly, if we pushed people like Nancy Mace out of this country, our country would be better off.
This is a conversation
we should be pushing
that we
them
have
out.
to have. What are our values and what do they look like? I don't want to hear the call to prayer 5 times a day in an American city. I think
if you don't want to hear it, that's okay. The First Amendment protects from freedom of religion. If you don't want to.
B. Russell 3026, you are such a child raping little pedophile. Whine more, you little bitch. But before you whine, remember this.
Fuck ice, kick down the cage, fuck mega heads,
stuck
in their rage.
You're a pedophile!
On a stage, we burning the system, setting the blaze.
Alright, I actually don't got time for this shit. I'm running out of time. The Epstein files were not designed to be read. They are hard to parse. Normal people cannot make sense of them without a very long time. Or just being a nerd like me. America was built on slavery and genocide. True. Burqa is an extremist thing. It doesn't even exist in Islam. The burqa is the full body thing, right? That's the burqa. Because the hijab is just the headpiece. Just the statistics. We are all a bit sadistic. So, meanwhile, they're still trying to push hatred onto Fauci, and this is the guy that they're trying to push hate on. In 2014, Fauci managed and directed the funding for research for an Ebola vaccine. When a Dallas nurse caught the virus while she cared for a dying man, Fauci put on protective gear and went into the isolation room himself. 8 days later, he walked the nurse out in public and hugged her. Honestly, the reason Republicans push so hard against decent people like Dr. Anthony Fauci is truly because they are just like, it's like a red blood cell, like a white blood cell reaction. You know, they see someone that's actually doing good shit and they have to just beat them down because the more awful the world is, the more acceptable pedophiles like Donald Trump become, the more acceptable pedophiles like Elon Musk become. So they have to have anything that's good in this world and just beat it the fuck down. I don't know if I want to cover this story. All right, well, let's just cover it really quick. Did a GOP plant manage to make it into the Green ticket in the most competitive House race this cycle? A lot of signs point to yes, and serious questions remain about the Green Party's vetting. So the Green Party, you'll notice, only comes around when they can play spoiler. They never actually try to build from the ground up. They never actually try to run for local elections like school board, superintendent, comptroller, nothing like that. Nothing local. They're always just shooting for the stars to play spoiler. We watched the nominating process for the Green Party. TLDR, a total unknown 25-year-old logged into Zoom, didn't turn his camera on, said he wanted to be their candidate in Michigan's 7th, got asked a few questions, dodged them, and within 33 minutes was confirmed. On April 20th, let me see if I can adjust this for vertical. There we go. On April 25th, 2026, the Green Party of Michigan held a nominating convention over Zoom. Dedrick dialed into the convention but kept his camera off the entire time. 2 hours into the video, which the party posted online, he was called upon. Why in the fuck? What the fuck? How is this possibly a good idea to have a nomination for someone that doesn't even show their face? Come on. Have we learned nothing from Count Binface in England? Let's go. I might not be in the right place right now, he said. I tried to reach out. I found a spot online, but I was hoping to elect myself for the U.S. representative in District 7. I'm not sure if I'm in the right place for that. I don't know if you guys already ran the nomination, so I was just looking for some guidance. This is what a weird-ass way to start. I don't get this shit. What followed was a remarkable display of bare minimum candidate vetting, mixed with a seemingly overwhelming desire by the Michigan Green Party members to have a non-geriatric candidate running on their ticket. One man asked Derek if he had registered with the Green Party. The answer was no. I was working on getting the party work and everything filled out, he replied. I didn't know the right spot to get it sent in, but I can have it dropped off at any time. Another man wanted to know why Dedrick was running, noting that he's a total unknown. Dedrick responded that he believed Representative Barrett was super radical, but that the two mainstream Democrats running were just very moderate and they're not holding Trump accountable. Citing his interest in the environment, he added that Michigan had been having crazy weather over the last few years, including tornadoes and some of the worst winters. There wasn't much talk of climate change these days, he noted, so that's really just what I'm most interested in. When someone else asked for Dedrick to elaborate a bit on his platform, the discussion was briefly derailed by talk about whether Barrett was actually still running or not. He is, and just won the GOP's nomination. By the time the conversation thread picked back up, someone on the call made a motion to nominate Dedrick. What the fuck? The motion was seconded and then thirded, but before it became official, another person chimed in to note, again, that there really hadn't been any vetting. A woman asked how Dedrick became familiar with the Green Party and if he knew about the organization's key pillars. I've been following the Green Party for a while, through various social media and everything, Derek explained, all with his camera still off. Honestly, I think one of the reasons why I've been so delayed is I'm not on Facebook as much as I should be, but yeah, I apologize for that. The conversation only grew more disjointed from there. The members asked Dedrick for his address. He put it in the chat. Someone said he needed to get a certificate of acceptance and an affidavit of identity. He promised to do so the next day. One man wondered aloud if Dedrick needed to have a sponsor within the Green Party that could vouch for him. At one point, one of the men who had just nominated Dedrick noted that he can vouch for him. He didn't explain why, only adding, I'm glad to have anyone under 30. What the fuck? What the fuck is this shit? Oh, Scott Shoup, oh, you're going to report me, you baby bitch little snowflake. Do you need your mommy? Do you need Trump to talk? Do you need a Trump coddle? Do you need a Trump coddle, you baby bitch? Oh, you poor widow snowflake. Nobody cares. Trump's a pedophile and so are you, bitch. Where was I? Dedrick, incredibly, still being allowed to speak off camera, said that it would be hard to find someone within the party who could vouch for him since he hadn't been very involved in politics. I definitely have friends that are involved in this side, he said, but I don't think there's anybody that's a core part of the party that is aware of who I am, to be honest with you. A woman on the call appeared to be doing some social media vetting of Dedrick in real time. She pointed out that he used to play ice hockey. Suddenly, the conversation turned interesting. One man who hadn't spoken up to that point chimed in with concerns. I think this whole procedure is kind of rushed and hurried, he explained. It opens the door to having people come in and tell us all the things we want to hear, and then they turn out to be MAGA and they trash our party, they trash us. It is a completely reasonable question for sure, Dedrick replied without quite denying that he was a plant. What is this? Oh my God. This is like some Pink Panther shit right here. Within a few minutes, however, the man removed his objection, stressing that the party needed more people on the bylaws committee to sort through these issues in the future. 33 minutes after Dedrick first announced to the Zoom convention that he wanted to be a candidate for the 7th District, the Green Party members announced that they had a consensus. Welcome to the ballot, Shane, said woman. A yay can be heard in the background. Thank you guys very much, said Dedrick. I appreciate your patience with me. I look forward to winning. Oh my God, this shit is so fucking weird, dude. Oh my God. Like, I don't understand. Wow. They're not serious. To quote Succession, you are not serious people. What in the Inspector Clouseau just happened here? Oh my God, what a fucking joke. Please search hijab and know what hijab is. I don't, Hamzi, I just tell me. I don't have time, dude. I'm already on a rush. Fauci did his best with what he had. I agree. Hijab is an Arabic word, means a barrier, which is a barrier from the lust of men's eyes on the women's body. So is the hijab the full body thing then? That's the problem I have with the Green Party. Yeah, the Green Party they're not. I mean, look at their process. They're not serious. Read the files a bit, but like the thing is, just because you were in there doesn't mean you are guilty. It's people who are repeated a lot who are usually guilty. Trump has repeated several times. Well, here's the thing, Elaine. Trump is actually mentioned in the files more times than Harry Potter is in all the Harry Potter books put together. Not only that, but there's emails of the women saying that they don't want to go into Epstein's house if Trump is there. Do you know how creepy you have to be to make Epstein look like the savior? That's how disgusting Trump is. They don't work to build a real party, right? Men are obligated to not look at women's bodies, no matter if they have a hijab or not. Men are obligated to not look at women's bodies. Well, that's just kind of basic respect, I think, right? One of the funny things was Elon tried to get invited, and Epstein was like, nah, G, you're a loser. I should be. That's so fucking true. And it was, lady, it was on Christmas Day. It was at like 6:30 in the morning, Christmas fucking day. Rather than go out and be with his family, motherfucker is emailing Epstein, begging him to take him to the island. It's insane. So hijab is free, good deeds for women that men don't have. As a man, you can't wear something and get good deeds just like that. Okay, Hamzi, are you mentioning? Doof, baboof. Okay, you need to chill. All right. Hamzi is just describing the culture. What is your issue, man? Chill the fuck out. New Mexico's Attorney General has sued the Trump Justice Department over its refusal to share the unredacted documents from its files on Jeffrey Epstein, arguing that the Trump admin is obstructing the state's criminal investigation of Epstein. I mean, it couldn't be more clear. What more evidence do you need? He's hiding the files. The ones he's releasing is outing the victims while covering for the pedophiles. And then also, he's blocking any further investigation by the states into the Epstein pedo cabal. What more evidence do you need? He's obviously a child rapist. And anyone not saying as much is not a serious person to be listened to. Speaking of pedophiles, we are at that time in the stream where we cover all the mega pedophiles of the day. Tyler Boebert, son of scandal-plagued Representative Lauren Boebert, has been charged today with 3 felony child sexual exploitation charges. There is a significant pedophile problem inside the Republican ecosystem being severely underreported outside this platform. Keep in mind, he's charged again after he was just charged for other child sexual exploitation. That's insane. How much obstruction does Trump have to do? Apparently a lot more before the Democrats will do anything about it. Oh, God, why is near a tandem trending? I don't have time to go down that rabbit hole. And meanwhile, speaking of pedophile Republicans, here's Dennis Prager.
A poor substitute, but it is a substitute if that were the case. No child is being used. Yeah. It's all animated.
Yeah.
And he.
But would you use the word evil of animated child pornography? Because I certainly would.
No, I would use evil only with behavior. That's where we might differ, forgetting the sex issue.
Oh my
God. You can't be evil. You didn't do evil if you thought evil. You did evil
if I'm
you
masturbating
committed.
to animated pictures of pornography, I'm not doing something evil.
That's correct.
Yeah, I think that's despicable. Yeah.
Really?
Yes, of course.
Good for him.
Who is being hurt? You have to have a victim.
Oh, I'll tell you, there's at least 2 people being hurt. There's the person who's poisoning himself by encouraging him to think acting out on children, and there's also the animator.
Okay, wait a minute. We both are aching for him not to have those fantasies. I agree with you, but
you won't call it evil.
I won't call a fantasy evil.
Look at how this is the hill that he will die on. He will die on allowing men to watch child sexual abuse material. That's where this man is. Ugh. Jesus Christ. Every time I think the pedo cabal can't get more disgusting, I have to throw up in my mouth a little bit. Speaking of disgusting. Oh, well, this is out of order. I didn't mean to. Well, let's see this. So apparently James Carville went on Fox, and I think they thought they were going to have an easy clap on Hassan, but it seems like it went poorly. I want to see what happened here.
At the end of the day, I think the guy's going to win anyway. Trump's probably 30 points underwater in Michigan. His opponent is a lackey of Big Pharma, an election denier.
He can't help himself. He gotta still toe the line. Look at him. Look at him.
Totally in on a losing war. And so he's got some slack. He'd probably use every bit of it, but I still think he's going to win.
And, you know, Mike Rogers, of course, would take issue with that. We'll see. I personally don't think Michigan will
he wouldn't
embrace.
take issue with the fact that he's a Big Pharma lobby.
You think Michigan's there, but you think Michigan is there with this really socialist demeanor?
Well, look, I think there's some things that were said that maybe people don't agree with, but what they really don't agree with, they're getting slaughtered in this economy, getting slaughtered with these.
Oh, James. Brother. Look. McEnany's like, we brought you on to shit on Hassan Piker. What the fuck are you doing? Now you're talking about socialists are going to defeat the Republicans? Look at her face. Okay, James. Hey, yo.
I would not expect this turn from James
I don't like
Carville.
this guy, Hassan. But let me tell you, know what I don't like? Cost of living crisis. The economy.
It's a pretty good James Carville.
People are getting slaughtered.
Tariffs are getting slaughtered in this stupid war that we've already lost. We don't even know how to surrender. They're getting slaughtered in an economy that when Trump took it over was called by the economists and Jamie Dimon.
Bro, look at her face. Oh, my God. She's literally shocked. Oh, my God. I think they brought him on because they thought he was going to unload on me and Abdul, and he just flipped it so fast. She's like pissed. Oh, my God. Mouth agape, dude. James Carville, welcome to the Resistance.
Yeah, that's very interesting. Again, like I said, with Haley Stevens turning and now wanting to support Abdul El-Sayed, hey, all power to him. We need as much unity as we can. And if James Carville is now finally on board, I'm here for it, man. I'm here for it. I love how Republicans are like communists, but when it comes to kiddie porn, yeah, ban porn, but if it's AI generated, it's okay, yeah. Prager believes wives have a duty to have sex with their husband. He sees the means of porn production, apparently. They're just so fucking evil and creepy. Speaking of, Daniel Braun, 52, spent over 2 decades as Campbell County's Republican Party valuation administrator. Now he's facing up to 10 years for allegedly trying to groom a child. Boom! Another mega pedophile. Max Miller, the fact that, well, this is my tweet, the fact that 2/3 of Republicans will still vote for a sexual predator even if they know about it is proof the GOP needs to be completely abolished and these people need to be on a watch list. If you're okay with supporting a rapist, it's most likely because they are also rapists. I stand by that. Representative Max Miller is formally staying in the race to maintain his seat in Congress. His spokesperson tells me the deadline is now passed for him to withdraw. So, yet again, child beater. And here's a child rapist. Teen charged with raping 2 high school girls, and one of whom needed neck surgery after being strangled, just had his case dismissed and sealed. Jesse Butler was given youthful offender status in Oklahoma. Oklahoma. Again, they would not do this shit if it was a black man. They would not do this shit if it was a Muslim person. They would not do this shit if it was a trans person. But because it's a young, white, Republican MAGA male, he's getting off with fucking nothing for being a pedophile rapist. Elliot Pritt is a GOP state legislator in West Virginia. The first image shows him being sworn in. He campaigned on protecting children from the LGBTQ community. The second image was taken after Pritt was charged with enticement of a minor. Okay, so I don't have time for that. Okay, I am way behind. I got to get to the other podcast. Please go to the Voice of Reason podcast. Elaney, thank you so much for following me on Twitch. If you want, please also follow me on YouTube. Let me see if I can put it in the chat here because I'm trying to grow that channel as well. I can almost monetize it. Wait, which chat are you in? Oh, Elaney, you're in the Twitch chat. Let me, it's only liberals who are like, if you vote a Republican, you can never change. They need to be, need that to be the case, even though it's not true. There was a study that radicals are more likely to change their political opinions than a liberal. Yeah. I think you guys will be surprised in the next election. I hope so. But yeah, Elaney, thank you again for following. If you want, that's my link on YouTube. Please follow me there if you want. I really got to go. I'm super behind on the other podcast. Thank you guys so much. I need to find a better send-off chat than I have.